Hey traders, it's Taylor with Top Pick Trading. I'm going to give you guys your Wednesday chart review. It's June 12th, 2024, and this will be our lesson for the day. It was FOMC day. I didn't actually get to trade today. Had some errands to run throughout the day, so I didn't see any of this. But looking back, there really wasn't too many opportunities. A lot of price action. You'd expect that on FOMC day, but really not too many chances. Kind of some sporadic range action throughout the day. Started with this big spike up when that CPI number came out, but really not many setups today. So let's get started. So like I said, you were chopping higher into this 830 number. You don't want to take anything right before this or right after. Calms down within about 10 minutes right here from that 830 number. You get this higher low here. Actually, not a higher low because you made a higher low right here. It's just a bounce at the EMA after such a strong move. It's a little bit tempting, but man, you had 7 bear bars in a row, and this channel is a little bit worrisome that it may be valid. Whoa, move that back. So I guess I understand taking a chance there after it's such a large bullish spike, but personally, I don't really like this trade all that much, so I'm not going to mark it. But if you did take it, I get it. You get this higher low, but it's too far from the EMA. Chop sideways. Looks like it may have stopped you out. See the low. Yeah, it would have stopped you out. Then you get this just congestion now, but you get this large bar that doesn't actually form a signal bar. It's a tick or two higher from this one, so no setup there. Pushes higher, you get a breaking new high from this micro trend. You draw your spike and channel line off these first few swings here after the big spike. It ends up holding later. We chop sideways here, very sideways. Even with it moving, it's still really congested in the areas of interest. You get a second entry right here, but your local stuff's played out and you hadn't gotten to the highs of the channel yet, of the larger channel. Pushes sideways, drops lower, comes back, and you can see it finds support at this key entry point of the trend line of the spiking channel. But unfortunately, once again, just really kind of grinds higher. I guess you could see this as a big second entry here. It's just we're kind of waving on both sides of the EMA. It's just a double test, not really a triple test. So doesn't make a lower low. I'd like a little bit better setup here. That doji is a little bit worrisome too, and you can see it kind of took a minute before it took off. Not much room to the EMA either, so you actually do, if you saw this as kind of like a double bottom here, you do get a failure here, but once again, so congested. Would have survived to the tick, and then it takes off, but coming up short here, combined with some of this congestion in here, it's just hard to straight up trust the trend line as is. You may want something a little better. So pushes higher, gets a breaking new high. Now we're coming off the upper side of that trend channel. You can see right here, set off that initial first high. Holds pretty well, but gets a breaking new high without offering a setup at the EMA. Drops into the EMA, 3 bearish bars. Oops. Closes right below that EMA. Little inside bar, no setup there. Higher low, but now you've got 2 legs to a new high. Coming off the upper side too. Just a first entry. You get this triple test. I'm not shorting just because of how up it's been all morning. Very bullish. We got a lot of room to that measured move. You really just kind of want to wait both ways right in through here because you're off that upper side, but you also don't want to short, so you want to hold off on longs and shorts. We do come back here, but you got that micro trend in place, just a first entry anyway. No setup there, takes off, overshoots the bigger channel. You get this like second entry technically right here, but terrible sideways, far from the EMA, right into the upper side of the trend line, so no setup there, right into the high of the move, this local move too. Pushes higher, chops sideways. You get a lower high, but doji bar. Actually, yeah, this makes a lower low. It's like 2 legs back, very congested. So once again, a little more reason that you could consider a short now, but not this one. Pushes lower, comes back. Looks like maybe there's a little overshoot from this. Just a first entry once again. New low, no setup there. Not quite back at the trend line. If you want to take a chance, it looks like it may be testing this resistance area. It's actually a little bit below that, so either way, don't really see a setup I like there. I'd like something back at the trend line here. Chop sideways right above the EMA, then shoots lower for that second leg down. So you've got this move down with a break, 2 legs down. Pushes higher after the break of the bigger trend line. No setup, first entry. Coming back, get a first entry. Pushes lower, no setup. Second entry, just kind of no man's land. Finds resistance here, pushes lower. And now we get this triple test, really like a quad test. Tested it once, twice. Big gap, third test. and then this fourth test. You can kind of see this like an equal high here, so this is almost like a new local high as well, so it's almost like a second entry as well. You can see that body close right inside that support area. Big reversal bar, pretty far from the EMA. I like that trade a lot. It works, pushes higher. You actually get a second entry triple test here. Fortunately, it didn't tick higher. If it's two equal highs, but there's a wick, it tells me it actually tested it twice. This actually just went here and then closed. It came down. So I don't like it quite as much. Plus, you got, 5 bullish bars there in a row. It would have worked. Pushes lower. You get this big bar, but you can see the EMA held right here. Also congested. Pushes lower one more time. Get a decent bar here, but now the EMA has held twice. Bar's not all that great either, to be honest. Pushes higher. And then nothing into the FOMC. This is an hour before FOMC. So Mack says you stop trading, and then till about 15 to 30 minutes after, depending on how it's moving, I went ahead and marked off 30 minutes. No trades anyway. You could have maybe considered the second entry right here, but it's kind of far from the EMA. It's stacking too. You can also see it's into that resistance, so I really wouldn't take that. Pushes higher one more time, sells off pretty strong, but then finds support at the EMA, chops lower. Bounces kind of no man's land, a little above the support area, which is somewhere right in here. It actually wasn't all that known yet. We ended up bouncing here to confirm it, but once again, I mean, there is a little bit here, but just kind of risky there in my opinion. Just really a non-static range. It pushes higher, second entry short right here, terrible bar. Pushes lower, you do get a long opportunity here, but man, those two big bearish bars after just one leg down after the break. A little wick on top too. It's a little scary to me. EMA kind of holds it a little bit. It's closing above, but pushes lower a couple times. Still nothing there. Notice we're right around the measured move of this range as well. That's kind of where we're finding support. Dropped a little bit below right at the news, but generally right where we're finding it. Also had some earlier, so it bounces here, but the bar's not all that great once again. And you got 3 big bearish bars closing on or near their low, so I don't think you want to take that. You get this higher low here, but right into that EMA, a little wick on the upper side of it too. So I don't like that. Pushes up, no trades here. You get this like visual second entry right here. It's not a true second entry, but if you want to be aggressive, maybe. But the problem is, once again, really congested across there. So I held off on that, or I'd hold off on that. Get a higher low, far from the EMA. You get a failure here. This one's kind of tempting, but you got the new high on this local trend. So little inside bar too. Not quite at the EMA, so I'd hold off on that. And at the time, it looks like maybe your retest leg. It already has a break a new high from it if it's drawn like this. Looks to me like it ends up being this because it holds right here, but you don't know that at the time. It pushes higher. You get this really nice bearish bar far from the EMA, but at that point you would have probably formed this or drawn this as a spiking channel. Kind of looks like it. A little odd, maybe 2 legs up, but not at the measured move. And we've only turned here like once, so not at the big measured move yet either. So I think that's, still kind of aggressive. So no trade there. Pushes strongly lower. Get a new low right here. You just get a doji first entry, chops lower. And then it's 3:30. So yeah, hardly anything today. It was a good day for me to not be able to trade. I just see the one long. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like our content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you like the way we trade and you want to learn more, check out our website, topicktrading.com, and take a look at our course. We'll send you a syllabus if you're interested. Just leave a comment in the video, and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, guys. See y'all Friday.